This jump is impossible. I'm in version 1.8.9 and I can't make this jump. However, when I switch to latest version which has an added jump height, it's still impossible. But let's go back to 1.8 for a second. So if it's impossible, then why can I do this? So a lot of you will already know what this is, but most people don't understand how this actually works, so let's dive into the parkour mechanic known as blips. Blips are what make jumps like this or this possible. But to understand them, we first need to understand another mechanic known as stepping. Yep, that kind of stepping. So why when I run at this slab, or even this bed, I don't need to jump to get on top of it? Here's the basics of stepping. So to start off, the player has a hitbox of 0.6 blocks length and width and 1.8 blocks high. With this hitbox, Minecraft checks for collisions in the order of the Y, X, and Z axes. Big thanks to Cynimal for letting me use their animations, as mine are less than optimal. Channel will be linked in description. So when I move forward, the only collision with my player hitbox is on the Y axis, as I'm running on the ground. When my hitbox reaches the slab, which can either be on the X or Z axis, a collision is detected. The next step, pun intended, is to save the player position and move the hitbox up 0.6 blocks. Well, that seems a bit random, doesn't it? It'll make sense pretty soon. After the hitbox is moved, another collision check takes place to see whether the block can be stepped on. So if the block is under 0.6 blocks, which is the same height as a bed, the player is moved up on top of the block and can continue forward. So why can't I walk on top of this block or even this enchanting table? Well, it should be obvious that their heights are taller than 0.6 blocks. So when the secondary collision check occurs, the hitbox will collide with the top of the block, which then will not allow you to step on top. So these blocks require you to jump to get on top of them. The same collision check also doesn't allow me to go through this tight space. Even when there are no collisions on the bottom of the hitbox, there is one on top. So I'm unable to get through the space. And yes, I know it's possible on later versions by crouching or crawling, which shortens the height of the hitbox, but I'm old, so I like 1.8. So now you hopefully understand the concept of stepping. If not, well, it's only getting more complicated from here. Now, we can apply the stepping mechanic to perform the glitch known as a blip. So in this replay, you can see I don't even make contact with the carpet, and I'm jumping on air? So what's going on here? As far as the game is concerned, I did make contact with the carpet. With the stepping mechanic, we know that the carpet is a block that can be walked up. So when I land on the carpet, the game should use the step mechanic to put me right on top of the carpet, right? Wrong. Here's where it gets complicated. Minecraft uses an in-game timing system known as ticks. So each tick is 50 milliseconds, or in other words, there are 20 ticks per second. So what does this have to do with a glitch that makes you jump higher? Well, for that secondary hitbox check that ensures you can step on top of the block, the hitbox is reset to the player's position at the start of the tick and will then apply stepping. See the problem here? If I was in the air at the start of the tick, the game will calculate the stepping procedure while I'm in the air. This is why it looks like I'm not touching the carpet. The game calculates the stepping procedure when I'm here, so when I combine the stepping mechanic with a jump, I can make the impossible jump. That simple flaw is what makes all of these jumps possible. So now that we know how blips work, what can we do with them? Well, because with every blip, your height is slightly increased, this means we can chain blips to create jumps like this. Now for an even stranger mechanic, wall blips. Yeah, before researching this, I had no idea this was even a thing. For whatever reason, instead of using a short block to trigger the stepping mechanic, it can be done with a wall. And to be honest, I have no idea how to explain this one, and the Minecraft Parkour Wiki can barely explain it either. So here, look at this diagram, look at this math, look at this jump. That's pretty much all I can do for this part. So, pretty broken, isn't it? Now that we understand how blips work, let's go back to this video. Remember when I said this? There is a skip on one of the My Man Club maps that can save a full second, and barely anyone knows about it. Yep, it's a blip, and it's right here. So if you jump late enough with the right amount of momentum, you can blip on top of this block and skip the ladder entirely. You don't even have to jump on it. It's tough to get at first, but when you make it, it can save a lot of time. I recreated the setup here to show how much time can be saved just by using it. So as we all know, Minecraft has a few glitches like this one, or even this one. But instead of a jump being impossible, what if there was a jump that was the opposite? The most overrated jump in all of Minecraft. Like, comment, subscribe, share,